Hi YouTube, it's Mike with Kane Autograph. Welcome back to the channel. I got a really fun batch of through the mail autograph returns to share with you, some baseball, some football, and even a couple Hall of Famers mixed in. Let's dive in and check out these returns. Here's my return from Moana Shuffle this month, a rated rookie signed by Jose Lane. If you're not doing this, you should be. All you have to do is send in one of your doubles, a self-addressed stamp envelope, and at the end of the month, you get a card back. Could be anything, so be prepared, but really cool way to add something unique to your collection. My favorite return of the week has to be this one. I was able to get it back from a private signing with Twins Hall of Famer Tony Oliva. I've been working on it for a while now. First, I got Rod Carew with the Hall of Fame inscription. Then I got Burt Bylevin, and Tony finished it on. I'm really excited to have this piece for my collection. So, like I told you guys, I went through my collection. I found multiplayer signed cards that I only had one person sign, and I started sending those out, trying to add to my multiplayer collection. Mike Heath, a 3 of 3 return in 12 days, and Mike was a jack of all trades. Mike played every position except pitcher during his 14 season major league career, and he spent most of that time as a catcher and in the outfield. Next return is a 1 of 1 in 16 days from Pete Charlton. So Dalton Jones had already signed this card for me. Pete made it to the Red Sox at just 21 years old in 1964 after a quick climb from college. He had one season and never returned. He only played two more pro seasons after that in 65 and 67 before injuries cut his career path short. But he did go on to become a doctor. Pretty cool. Next up is Denny Hocking, the ultimate utility man for the Twins in the 90s and early 2000s. He actually played every position except for pitcher and catcher in his career, and he delivered the game-winning hit that sent the Twins to the American League Champion Series in 2002. He was underrated, but a great guy to add to my collection. So a 2 of 1 return in 14 days. I sent this 1969 rookie star cards that was already signed by Skip Gwynn to Tom Griffin, and I asked him what was his favorite baseball card, and he sent the one of the Houston Astros back, autographed it, and he said that was his favorite card. Pretty cool that he sent that to me. Steve Balboni has so many cards, and it's really cool that he signs for us collectors. It really is kind of a pain. He only signs one at a time, but boy, he doesn't mind if you send him over and over. So I had this one. I sent it. Steve Bye Bye Balboni signed it for me. And then Andre Robinson will sign through Pass Pros for $10. So I'm going to send that off and get a triple sign card. Steve Ham, 2 of 2 in 12 days. So I had this card signed by Jim Nettles, Greg Nettles' brother. So Pete Ham is an American League baseball pitcher who played from 1970 to 1971 for the Minnesota Twins, and I got that back in 12 days. So I had this passing leader card that was already signed by Ken Anderson. I sent it off to Joe Theismann, 1 of 1 in 15 days. Pretty cool to get a Hall of Fame player on there, and he was in the Super Bowl winning quarterback. Everyone remembers that horrible hit that he took and broke his leg. All the money that he collects, and it's $5 per card, but that all goes to a children's hospital. Two Hall of Famers on one card. Wow. So I had this 1974 All Pro already signed by Jack Youngblood. I sent it off to Elvin. He autographed it, put the Hall of Fame inscription on it. Plus, he sent me a bonus card. He does charge a small fee for it, but anytime you can get two autograph cards from a Hall of Famer, that's a win. Okay, so that was the end of the dual sign cards for this week, but Jeff Schultz was kind enough to send two cards back in 72 days. He was an outfielder pinch hitter after being selected in the 23rd round of the 1983 draft. What persistence even for those later picks. Ivan DeJesus, a 101 in 12 days. He does charge a fee. I paid $5 to have him sign this Diamond King card for me. He's a standout shortstop known for his defense speed. He led the Cubs in stolen bases 4 out of 5 seasons, notched the Cubs record for assists in a season, and then hit for the cycle in his first 4 at-bats of a 16-2 slugfest win. A 2-2 return from Nat Moore in 49 days. He was a star with the Dolphins, playing 13 seasons, well regarded enough to earn both Pro Bowl and All Pro honors. Before Gorman Thomas started selling barbecue sauce, he was the first ever draft pick in Milwaukee Brewers history. He led the American League in home runs twice in 1979 and 1982, and he's a fan favorite. And he does charge $5 per signature, but then he'll send you a little note and a business card along with that. The 202 return from Jake Long in 26 days. He was the first overall draft pick in 2008, only the third offensive tackle ever selected that high, joining Hall of Famers Orlando Pace and Ron Yarley. And you look at his career highlights and award, he was first team All-Pro, second team All-Pro, four-time Pro Bowler, um, rookie team, Jim Parker Trophy, All-American. I think this guy's going to join his dad in the Hall of Fame someday. From one Pro Bowler to another, Tim Gernhard, one of two in 51 days. He only signed one of the two cards I sent, but that's all right. Became a Pro Bowl center for the Kansas City Chiefs after a strong rookie season, and now he's remembered as a Chief legend and media personality. Back to baseball, Fred Tolliver signed three cards in 76 days. He was a right-handed pitcher drafted in the third round by the Yankees in 1979. He made his major league debut in September of 1984, and then he had kind of a journeyman career across multiple clubs. He was known as the player to be named later twice, first in a trade between the Yankees and the Reds involving Ken Griffey, and again in a deal between Cincinnati and Philadelphia for Bo Diaz. Gil Fentney, 202 in 29 days. Gil the Thrill earned his nickname during his standout college and CFL career for his explosive, electrifying style of play. He eventually played for his hometown New Orleans Saints from 1990 to 1983, and he was both a running back and a return specialist. A 202 return from former Falcon William Andrews in a quick 8 days. And he was a powerful running back for the Falcons in the late 70s, early 80s. And he's kind of known as that bruising style, nearly breaking the season franchise rushing record. I had a 3-3 return from Ken McMillan, and he won the World Series in 1965 with the Los Angeles Dodgers. And he played from 1962 to 1977, so he had a long career. Played for the Dodgers, the Angels, but he also spent time with the Washington Senators, Oakland Athletics, and Milwaukee Brewers. He's a pretty strong defensive third baseman with steady power. Only one hockey return, but if you have to only get one, it's got to be from a Hall of Famer, right? Bill Barber in a quick 9 days. He was a legend of the Philadelphia Flyers, and he won back-to-back Stanley Cups. And then I asked him what his favorite card of himself was, and he said it was this Hall of Fame card that I sent for the autograph. Here's Brian Hendrickson, a lefty pitcher for the Giants in the early 90s. He became a workhorse out of the bullpen as a rookie, and after baseball, he dedicated a lot of his time to ministry and mentoring through the game. Always cool to see people give back like that. And my last return this week is from Rich Reese, a longtime Minnesota Twin. He actually tied the American League record with 3 pinch hit grand slams, including a huge one in 1969 that snapped Dave McNally's 17-game win streak. Definitely a fun piece of Twins history to add to the collection. And that's going to do it for this round of TTM returns. A really fun mix of players this week from Twins history, NFL legends, Hall of Famers, and even some underrated utility guys who had clutch moments in their career. Let me know in the comments which was your favorite return. I always like hearing what stands out to you the most. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already done so, ring the bell so you don't miss the next batch of autographs. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you next week.